Greetings and welcome to the 4th episode of Oblivion House Mod Hunters. As always, I'm your host Dark Elf Guy, and today we have another lineup of 3 vastly different house mods for you guys, helping you find your dream home in Cyrodiil, no matter what kind of character you play, adventurer, necromancer, or eccentric hobgoblin. We don't judge. As always, download links for each mod shown can be found in the video description below. So let's get started with our popular house mod, Star's Rest by Khettienna. Star's Rest is a lovely mountaintop home located deep in the Jarl Mountains north of Coral, including a stable for your horse, a small wintry cottage, and an absolutely stunning view of Cyrodiil. Before you can even find the house though, since it is in a, fairly isolated location, you'll first need to do a small quest and go through a bit of dungeon delving, which provides a bit of the background story for the place, involving the sort of tragic death of an uncle and nephew in their search for alien relics. And as you can see from the map here, Star's Rest is really quite isolated, with a long commute to the nearest cities of Coral and Bruma, and really just nowhere near the Imperial City at all. There is a map marker included though for convenience, but you'll have to travel to Star's Rest to unlock this map marker first. You can't just instantly teleport there. Inside the main cottage, you'll find an absolutely charming and atmospheric mountaintop abode with a sort of alien and winter-like theme. At least a lot of the decorations in here remind me of winter to some extent. And on the main floor, you'll find a cozy lounge with a roaring fireplace and a small dining space with bookshelves and dishware, though the table has been taken over by an assortment of maps, which by the way you can toggle on and off if you prefer to have that space for displaying your own items. And really, I have to say that this is just one fantastically atmospherically decorated house mod. The blue colouring of the alien urns, bowls, and assorted dishware really does give this place some character. And on the second level up here, you'll find a guest bedroom for a companion, a bathroom with a hot tub to shield yourself against the long winter nights, and a small master bedroom. And it has to be said that this is all fairly cozy. And one last feature that really needs to be pointed out here is that since this mod has a bit of a star theme going on, you can actually look out the cottage windows and see the stars in the night sky just sort of twinkling, and it really kind of adds to the atmosphere. And in the basement, the house also has a magical lab with some space for an alchemy station with alchemical supplies, and there's also an ingredient sorter that can automatically store and sort any ingredients that you might have in your inventory, which is quite handy for alchemists. And there's also a spellmaking and enchanting altar, as you might expect, making for a fully functional magic lab that should satisfy just about anyone of a magical inclination. In the basement, you'll find a modest-sized display and storage hall with a couple of display cases you can use, and a ton of chests and cupboards for organizing items, as well as a small training room with a practice dummy, archery target, and spell target for practicing your skills. And all in all, there's a fair amount of space down here, and there's actually quite a few features included in this mod, such as a control panel for toggling anything and everything on or off, such as the dining room clutter, stargazing, and numerous other features. So really you can sort of customize the house to have as much display space as you want, or just change a few simple things to make the house a little less overpowering potentially. And there's also an anvil you can use here in the basement for repairing items, which comes in handy if you're far away from a blacksmith, which you definitely are in this isolated location. And another cool feature here is the ability to fast travel to any of the major cities in Cyrodiil, or even to a number of alien ruins using the maps here. Finally, by far the biggest feature of this mod, and the one for which it's named, is the ability to stargaze on a clear night using the alien artifact in the courtyard. This allows you to see Cyrodiil from the angle of the stars, with amazing sweeping views of Cyrodiil and the Jarl Mountains especially. Not to mention an unparalleled view of the night sky, so you can truly bask in the beauty of the stars and moons, a truly unique and lovely addition that makes this house mod well worth checking out. And sort of in conclusion, Star's Rest is a really high quality house mod in a bit of an isolated location with a long commute to be sure, but it does come with a number of fast travel options to make up for it, such as a map marker, and also comes with a fully functional magic lab, repair anvil and control panel for enabling or disabling whatever features you want. The stargazing relic also adds an especially nice and atmospheric touch to this cottage in the mountains, and the views here are just unparalleled. If you enjoy a quaint and cozy home in a rustic setting with some truly unique features, you should definitely give this mod a try. Next up, we're looking at our new house mod, and this time around we have Dark Wizards Lair by Lord Germanicus 666. Now, as the name would imply, this house is really more of a lair with not much of an exterior presence, just a well and some old fort ruins overlooking the Imperial City from across Lake Rumaire. And as far as commutes go, this lair is obviously located fairly close to the Imperial City, making for a pretty short commute time to go back and forth from the capital. And there's also a map marker provided, making it fairly easy to get back to your home from just about anywhere in Cyrodiil. And again, it's quite conveniently close to the capital. But before you can claim this home as your own, or rather lair, you'll first need to kill the previous inhabitants, and it must be pointed out that this is actually a moderately tough battle. My character's sort of cheating here, but you might want to be around level 10 or so to clear this place out. Once cleared of enemies, though, you can claim this lair as your own, taking the keys from the last dead owner and moving into your own underground abode. This isn't a large home to be sure, but it is really quite atmospheric, with a kitchen and dining area off towards the stairwell, a display area and magical lab, as well as a small library of assorted books and spells that you can see over here. And the decorations are just really on point for a cozy and atmospheric lair, with a slight hint of an evil vibe to the place, but comfortable enough to really satisfy just about any type of character. And up on the second level here, you'll find a bit of a storage space, with a small study and also a small master bedroom, naturally. Since even Dark Wizards need to sleep on occasion, and as you might expect with a wizard's lair, there's actually a full magic lab included here, with an alchemy station, enchanting altar, and spellmaking altar for your convenience. And you'll even find a temple altar down here, just in case, you're religiously devout for some reason. Overall, this is a lovely and atmospheric lair in a decently hidden location with a short commute to the Imperial City that should prove ideal for wizard or mage-like characters, possibly even necromancers, including a number of nice convenience features, like a map marker, enchanting and spellmaking altars, and an alchemy station, and it probably works best for more evilly inclined characters, but could potentially be used by just about anyone, though you will still need to clear it out first before you can actually use it for your own purposes. Finally, for our underrated house mod, we're looking at Zemus Lair by Lemunde, and as with many of our past underrated house mods, Zemus Lair is a really quite unique house mod, unlike anything we've seen before in this series, and you'll notice that there does seem to be a bit of a pattern forming here with regards to that. But anyway, Zemus Lair is a house mod based on the last dungeon of Final Fantasy IV, and it's kind of a giant cavern with multiple floating platforms connected by teleporting doorways, which is really an interesting concept for a house mod, certainly. And along these platforms you'll find a variety of typical housing features, like one platform has a ton of storage containers and display stands for storing and showing off any loot you've collected along your adventures. There's also platforms which basically act as open-air rooms, dining with a small dining area over here on the side, and I gotta say that this is just a really cool, if unconventional, house mod. I believe it's actually built with 100% all vanilla Oblivion models, which is a pretty cool accomplishment for how unique the design is here. There's also a second level to this set of platforms over here, which includes a lot of extra display space. A lot of these raised slabs are meant to be used for displaying items and the like. And there's also a small bedroom for you to use, though by bed I actually mean sleeping slab, and hopefully your character doesn't mind an uncomfortable sleeping surface. I mean, really, that surface is just going to result in so many back pains in the morning. Finally, there is a small magical lab, which is really just an altar spellmaking off on its own little platform, and one advantage to this house mod is that it's actually in its own little pocket dimension, so you can find a spell to teleport yourself here from just about anywhere in Cyrodiil, and instantly teleport yourself back to Cyrodiil whenever you recast a spell. So your commute is only ever as long as you want it to be, and it's certainly practical for stashing loot after raiding a dungeon. In conclusion, this is a very unique house mod with a curious design that, while lacking certain amenities, does have an awful lot of storage and display space, as well as an altar spellmaking, and for convenience, you can access this lair from anywhere in Cyrodiil, though to do so, you first need to do a little bit of dungeon delving to unlock the spell. It is certainly unconventional and perhaps a little impractical for a house mod, but some players who enjoy a bit of variety may well have a lot of fun giving this house mod a try. And anyway, that wraps up all the mods I have for you guys this week. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this episode, please do consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next week with another 3 house mods that could well include your Cyrodiilic dream home.